Congressman, it's good to have you this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Maria. Good to be with you.
You want to react to what's going on in our big cities this morning? Just spoke with your colleague, John Garamendi, and he says, no problem. We just saw some protests and some violence show up in the last couple of days. That's actually what he said.
Well, that's, of course, ridiculous. Violence has been going on. I look at Portland. It's a western state, a city in a western state, and that violence has been going on seemingly forever, so good 4 months. And the reality is, we have police officers that want to do their job, and their job is to arrest people who are violating the law, and they want to protect the innocent and protect our rights. The problem is, once they do that, next thing you know is these people are getting back on the streets because nobody's either charging them, or if a charge is made, it's undercharged, or there's no bail to hold them. So if you want to stop this, you arrest, you charge, you prosecute, and you convict, and that brings order to the cities, brings order to this country. And for my colleague to not acknowledge that, and that this has been going on, whether it's Chicago or whether it's New York or some of these other big cities, is just outrageous. Actually, it's I don't know whether it's an attempt to deflect or whether it's an attempt to just or maybe just he's oblivious to the reality of the situation. I don't know.
Let me turn to the stimulus showdown, another showdown where Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says the Trump administration is still supporting a coronavirus aid package that includes direct payments. It comes as the House passed a short-term spending bill to prevent the government shutdown. Congressman, where do we stand on stimulus, and does this open seat in the Supreme Court of Ruth Bader Ginsburg basically kill any opportunity to come together on a stimulus package?
Well, it certainly makes the problem bigger because I think it's being used, the stimulus package is being used to leverage against Ginsburg and vice versa. So what I would tell you is that there's such a wide gap for where the Democrats are, where Nancy Pelosi is, and where the Senate Republicans are, where many in the House are, that I think it's going to be really difficult to do any kind of significant package. You might get some bits and pieces. I thought we would have seen that in the CR. It did not happen in the short-term spending bill. So I am a little bit concerned. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest with you. If it happens, it's not going to be what anybody thinks it's going to be.
What do you mean by that? I mean, John Garamendi just said, look, we passed a $3 trillion deal. Why can't that become law?
Well, and that's the problem is House Democrats are for $3.5 trillion. I think Senate Democrats would be settled for about $2.2 trillion. You've got moderate Republicans and Democrats that will settle for $1.5 trillion. You've got the proposed package from Senate leadership was around $900 billion. So you're all over the park. We can't seem to get to what the essence is. What is it that's really necessary? There's still hundreds of billions of dollars that still have not been disseminated from the last package. So you have money that's available there. The question is, how do you get this very disparate group of people to come together when already you see 4 different packages that are floating out there, and then variations on every one of those packages? I just don't think it's going to happen, Maria, and I hate to tell that to the American people, but I'm going to be honest with you, and I think that it's going to be very difficult to get something put out.